Join us online at charlierose.com. Would you describe the age we're in now in architecture as a golden age of architecture? Because so much, I mean, there are people now building in New York City, including you soon, who dreamed of building in New York City and wondered if they'd ever have the opportunity.
Right.
Right?
I think it's a strange and wonderful moment. It's like the 20s, sort of the 1929 and 1930, where a lot of things are happening at once, and quite a bit of quality is coming out of it. I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. What's interesting, too, it's almost like finance. And architects work globally all the time. I mean, you built in China, you built in America, you built in, around the world. And there's an appreciation of architecture that...
International level, right.
At an international level.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around for a while, for a long while,
but it's increased, I think, also with the capacity to work digitally. And we have 2 offices, one in Beijing and one in New York. And we actually...
Doesn't everybody?
We can actually put 4 people on a project in Beijing and 4 in New York, and they can work 24 hours a day without staying up all night. We just move the material back and forth.
You said to me as you sat down, if there's one thing I'd like for the audience to see, it's Beijing.
Right.
Why?
Because for me, being able to make a piece of a city and make it with absolutely ideal circumstances, and that is, for me, I mean, it's all geothermally heated and cooled, 660 geothermal wells. Yeah. There are 8 towers, 22 stories tall, so there's 750 apartments. There are shops for everybody. It's open to the public. It's porous and open as an urban place, like Rockefeller Center. You can come in from every edge.
Right.
And I added to their program a Cinematheque with the same program as Film Forum that they're building, and Montessori kindergarten. That's part of the landscape they're building.
Wait a minute, you added to it, meaning you went to them and said you ought to have a facility for these kinds of activities.
I mean, this is like school. Like I teach at Columbia, and I give my students a project. I say, okay, this is, in Beijing, make a city within a city, 800 apartments, and add the things that you think should be in that. And that's what I did.
Like a school, like a theater, like
everything.
What else should be in there?
I have bridges that connect the towers at the 22nd floor. And each bridge has a function in it. One of them has a swimming pool.
All right, let's take
a
look. Here we go. We're going to see some of those. Let's take a look at the model first. Goodness gracious.
So on the right there is the Montessori school. That's part of the landscape. And we're also doing all the landscape around. And you can see the bridges connecting the towers at the 20th floor and 22nd floor.
Okay, let's see a bridge. Yeah, we can see a better shot of that, a bridge of the link.
So on the right, you see...
That's 22nd floor.
Right. You see the swimming pool in the bridge.
Right.
And, I mean, these people are amazing. They didn't take anything out of the project. Let me tell you the circumstance. When I presented this, the director of the company, Zhang Lei, who doesn't speak a word of English, it had to be simultaneously translated.
This is a real estate development company?
Right. He said, we're going to build all of this. We know we can sell all of these apartments. What's important is the spiritual dimension.
Join us online at charlierose.com.